Hey all, my name is Kim and I am a 54-year-old retired public school educator and I'm also a makeup teacher. And I don't know if you are in the same boat as I am where makeup once you hit menopause, perimenopause, it just didn't sit the same on your face anymore. Well, welcome to the club and I have some answers for you. So I have been in this space for almost 3 years. And along the way, I have learned a lot of tips and tricks. So just to give you a little bit of backstory, and what I like is I like natural makeup. Okay, I like easy things. I to be that person that looks exactly like myself at the end of my makeup routine. I don't want my makeup routine to take hours. I want it to take minutes, and yet I just want to look like a polished version of myself. So with that said, these are the tips that I bring to Instagram. So if you don't currently follow me, you might want to click follow. But what I'm going to do is I show so many different tips and tricks along the way. But what I never really do is talk about my absolute favorite product. I'm on Team 1 Compact. Here's what that means. Here is, and this is only part of it. This was my old makeup stash. And it has all kinds of things in it. And I would love for you to heart if you have something like this in your bathroom, in your bedroom, at your vanity, that is just like heaping. And you don't use everything in it. Or that you waste so much time going through it. So I am Team 1 Compact, okay? I have everything that I need in one gorgeous compact. Now this one I would call the Mac Daddy, the Mama Jamma of all of them, okay? Because it can hold whatever I want it to. But what I'm gonna build for you today and then also demonstrate for you today is just this tiny one that is the size of a deck of cards that is going to be, I like to refer to it as problem solving in a pan. There is nothing in it right now, okay? The reason being is because I can personalize it for me. There's so much power in that. Having personal makeup. We have people who personalize our personal trainers to personalize our nutrition plan. We have personal designers that, if you can afford those, I can't, but that will pick out our clothes for us. This is absolutely free. I can personalize a makeup palette for you with colors that are for you. So all you have to do is comment Colormatch. We can get that process started. But what I'm going to do first of all is jump in and show you how I build this and do my makeup. So first things first, over 50, if your makeup is creasing, if it is not sitting right on your face, if you feel like I'm going to try and save this live. It didn't save from yesterday. So this is a repeat. If you have found that you feel like you look older with makeup and not younger, or not even like your best self, like you truly look older, worse, then you're going to want to stick to this live. All right. But a lot of it has to do with the colors that you're using, the type of product that you're using, and most importantly, what kind of shape your skin is in. Okay, so I have been using a brand new skincare. We're like 34 days out. It has completely transformed my skin. It is a Korean skincare line. If you're interested in that, just comment K, like in Kim's Skin, and I'll get you the links to that. But this is the first product I'm going to start with right here. And this is from that Korean skincare line. And I want to hydrate and moisturize any places that crease. Oh, looky there, the nasolabial folds, the smile lines, the marionette lines. Yeah, it creases there. Why? Okay, make sure it's K as in Kim and then skin, S-K-I-N, not just K, but K skin. I'm going to go under my eyes. Why does it crease there? A couple reasons. Number one, you could be applying way too much. Number two, it could mean that it's dry. And that's also where we get a lot of movement, right? So when you're using products that dry down and then you're going and wrinkling your face, well, it's like one of those, it's like a wash rag, a wet wash rag that you've hung over your bath, your shower that's wet. And then what happens when it dries? It stays in the same place, right? So you've got to be able to have movement without that makeup going anywhere. Okay. The other thing, and I've already applied this, is sunscreen. And this is also sunscreen. You can comment sunscreen if you want to. If you want, this is also from that Korean skincare. It's an SPF 50. It feels luxurious on the skin. I truly use it as a primer. Okay. It is, I have my skincare. This is the last step of my skincare. And then boom, my makeup goes on. So that's how I roll. Now, let's build a compact. And I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm going to show you exactly why I have this color in there, what it's doing for me. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it's doing for me, and I'm going to show you where it goes on the face. So, Team 1 Compact, let's go. These are so gorgeous too. We have many different patterns and things like that. All of this makeup is by a company called Seint, S-E-I-N-T. Okay, so if you want a no obligation color match to get colors that are right for you, all you've got to do is comment color match, and the link will come directly to you. All right, this is magnetic. These are cardboard. So if you are environmentally conscious, then you should love this. We do have some that are more hard plastic as well, but durable, has the built-in mirror, okay? And again, it's as big as a deck of cards. It's all TSA approved. So my entire face is going to be able to be in this compact, everything that I need. But I can personalize it too. So maybe you are like, Kim, I am just a bronzer and 2 eyeshadows. That's me. Great, build a compact with just that in it. I love a little lip and cheek. Give me all the lip and cheek colors. Give me a bronzer and give me 3 eyeshadows. These, like, I love neutrals. This is what I stick to every day. Then build a compact like that. Why are you hauling around all of these separate things, trying to balance them? Okay. So let's do this. All right, first thing that I'm going to stick in my compact is, this is what the tins look like. How cute are they? And ask questions along the way, but I'm going to kind of like walk through it rather quickly. This is my main foundation shade. And in Seint World, we call them highlights, but this is my main foundation shade. It's the color that is closest to my skin, okay? Many times as we get older, guess what we're doing? We're using the same color foundation. It was neutral beige, Bare Minerals. I used it for 24 years. Why would I think that I'm the same color when I'm 24 as I am when I'm 54? It's not. It's not. We're not. So it's time to stop that. And many times we're using too light of a foundation. So this is my main foundation shade. This is how it slides out. So cute. Each tin is unique. And I'm just gonna pop it right in to my compact. It's magnetic. Now I'm gonna go in and show you where I place my main highlight. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. Fluffy brush for me because I like light coverage. I like light coverage. If you like more of a full coverage, then you're gonna want to use a brush that is more like a tighter nap, okay? I'm like referring to carpet. All right, but anyway, and so for me, what I do is I feather the makeup in, and this lasts months. I'm hardly using any product. Where am I putting it? I'm putting it where I want coverage, okay? That may not be everywhere, and that's okay. I just want to even out my skin tone. Always have a goal in mind. Like, what is your goal for makeup? Is it to look unrecognizable? Okay, you can do that with this makeup. Sure, like you want a complete transformation, or do you just want to polish and glow? You decide, but you build your compact to fit your needs, right? So where else do I want some? Always around my chin area, I get like these little red dots, so I want to even that out. Around my nose area, here around my jawline. Don't forget about your neck, you know. Sometimes our necks are one color and our faces are another. All right. But what I love about creams, and these are cream products, great for mature skin. For the very reason that I mentioned earlier, they don't dry down, they move with the skin, they are less likely to crease, you need minimal product, and it gives you this healthy glow, okay? This youthful glow, like the kind of skin that we had before. All right, the next color that I'm gonna go in with is a lighter color. This is an accent highlight, okay? So this is more like a concealer. I would never in a million years put this all over my face. It's way too light, but I need it in my compact for a reason, okay? It's going to brighten in certain areas. All right, before I show you where I'm gonna brighten, here's what most of us need. It is called a color corrector. Let me find it here. It is called a color corrector, and a color corrector is maybe, Hollywood, here we go. Yeah, a color corrector, this is it. All right, this color is gonna go in my compact because color correcting is important to me. If you try to conceal over something that is dark, it is just going to, you're gonna have to apply a lot of product, right? In order to cover it, which is then more likely gonna crease, rather than get to the root of the problem, which is what color are you seeing? Okay, let me zoom in. All right, so for me, this area right here is real blue and purple. You can see my eye bag. This here is purple, blue. So I'm gonna jump to something in the salmon pink family, and using color science, anything in that family will color correct blue. Okay, so I'm gonna tap, ignore my nails. I'm in the process of trying to scrape this gel polish off, which really bugs me. All right, so I wanna color correct that. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Now, you noticed when I hydrated with this Korean skincare underneath of my eyes, that entire time that I was talking, it was absorbing into my skin. So giving that time to absorb is to your advantage, okay? Some of us, everybody has different types of skin. And so just because you have oily skin doesn't mean that your skin isn't dehydrated. Okay, that is a misconception. It also is a misconception that if you have oily skin, you cannot use cream makeup. False news, okay? Definitely false news. All right, so I color corrected. That's in my compact, right? And before I move on, I wanna show you how important these lids are to keep. This company has thought of everything. So if you're just now jumping on, you're interested in a Colormatch, and for right now, we are only in the United States and Canada, but we are coming to the UK, Australia, and Mexico. These little lids, do you see it has this little beveled edge? If you pop this baby down in between your tins, it will pop your tins in and out, okay? That prevents you from gouging your nail into the tin. Just continue on. My connection's weird, so if you're just hang in there if it starts to get all wonky. Let's go to my accent highlight. For me, I'm going to use my finger to apply it. I don't know, you can use a brush, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is with a finger. I like it because my finger is warm, my face is warm, and this helps it to look just like. So I'm gonna go in, and I like to refer to this as the sweet spot. Do you see that? I left it this alone. There's too much business going on there. Too much wrinkly underneath of my eyes. So I'm leaving that alone as far as applying that brighter highlight to it, the lighter one. I'm gonna go in with the beauty sponge. This sponge is pretty great because you can use it damp or dry. If you comment sponge, the sponge link will come to you also. All right. Now, underneath of my eye right here, because you can still see a little of the pink, the color corrector, I'm going to go in with my main highlight, and I'm just going to lightly tap there. Just enough to cover it up, okay? Just enough so that you can't see the pink anymore, but I don't need to go all hog wild, right? And then we're taking a beauty sponge and we're just lightly dabbing. All right, guys, here we go. Where else can I put this accent highlight? Well, I'm just gonna go right down the middle of my nose, okay? And then I'm gonna use my finger and I'll lightly dab that out. I'll even take my brush a little bit. And all I wanted to do was to bring light down here to the middle of my face. So anywhere you place a lighter color, it's going to draw it forward. Anywhere that you place a darker color, and we're gonna get to the contour in just a minute, it recedes the area. So just think about that for a minute when you do your makeup. If you're using the light concealer color in an area where you have a lot of things, a lot of issues, a lot of texture, then you're bringing that out for the world to see. Is that what you want? Okay, it's just a really simple rule of thumb. Let's jump on now to the next color that's gonna go in my compact. So right now I have my main highlight. I'll match you to one of those. An accent highlight or a concealer, I'll match you to one of those. A color corrector, I'll match you to one of those, okay? Just so that you have it. You decide. And now right here, this is gonna be a contour. Okay, contour. I'm gonna pop it out, slide it out, and pop it right into my compact. A contour is meant to add depth, sculpt, and dimension. Here is what contour is not. Contour is not meant to be seen. All right, so a lot of times you might think that, okay, this is a dark color and I need to see it dark in order to contour. That's false news as well. The idea is to provide a nice shadow, a light shadow, in order to give your cheekbones. We're gonna put it on the hairline. We're gonna put it on the jawline. We're even gonna contour our nose a little bit to add depth and dimension. So let's do that right now. I'm gonna go ahead in, all of these brushes are made for creams, but you can use your finger, right? So I'm gonna go in and put a wee little bit of contour on the side of my brush. This contour will last you 3 to 6 months, okay? These little guys are like $16, okay? We're not talking a fortune. If you think about all of the money that you've spent on all of the things from all of the drugstores, and now you don't even use them, think about having a personalized compact that is gonna get you absolutely everything that you want that is for your skin, and then you can pick and choose. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the top of my ear. I'm gonna find my cheekbone, okay? And then I'm going to, let me make sure I don't have this baby upside down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just press it in. Okay, I'm kind of stippling that in. And then I'm gonna flick up. I am stopping at the corner of my eye. So if you are interested in a color match, it's totally complimentary. Just comment color match and we will get you the information. I have somebody that's helping me to send that link out so we can do it efficiently and effectively. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and do my hairline. I'm going to avoid my temple areas because this area is hollow for me. If I apply a contour there, it's going to accentuate the fact that it's hollow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just follow my hairline and refrain from my temples. Now, if you have a small forehead, you don't have to contour, or you can just contour smaller, okay? If you have a large forehead, then come down further when you contour. And if you wear bangs, why contour your forehead at all? I think sometimes we often feel that, we sometimes feel like we watch makeup artists, we watch people online, and then we feel that we just need to do what they're doing without putting any thought into why they're doing it. And the minute that you make that realization that I have a reason for makeup, okay? And my reason is I just want to look, like a polished version of myself. Or maybe I need to look glam, because there are those nights, right? So have your reason, your relationship, your philosophy about makeup in mind before you sit down to go through the routine. Because going through the motions, that's great. But having an idea as to why you're doing what you're doing, that's where you will start to see your look come together in the way that you want it to. All right, so there we are on top of my cheekbone for me, simply because things are starting to sag. If I put it here in the shadow, it's going to be all the way down here. That's too low for me. All right, and then I'm going to stop around the corner of my eye. So all it is doing is adding shadow. Now for me, I have jowls. So let me show you my profile. All right, you can see where this skin is starting to sag. That's normal, okay? I have chosen to do this life with no fillers, no Botox, just good skincare and tweaks to my makeup. And so that's the way I'm rolling. So if you have jowls, I'm gonna start back here at the bottom of my ear, and I'm going to trace, I keep losing what side of the brush I'm on. I'm gonna start under my ear, and I'm staying on the jawbone itself. But then what happens when I hit the jowl? I'm going to keep that line going. I'm not gonna go under the jowl, because then it doesn't give the illusion that it's not there. So I want the sagginess right there. I want the sagginess right there to not be as obvious. It's just a shadow. You don't want to see the contour on your face. You want it to just be a shadow. I will help you find a contour that is the right color for you, okay? And then you're gonna want to blend that on down. Okay, let's talk about nose contour. Who even knew that was a thing, right? I didn't when I first found Saint. I learned from a whole lot of other people that contouring your nose really is a thing. And who in the world would have thought it? So I'm going to go ahead and clean off a skinny brush. You can totally do this with your fingers. But I'm going to go into my contour. And that light stripe that I put down my nose with my accent highlight, I'm going to kind of just go on each side of that with a very light amount of my contour. Okay, and sometimes, although there is no proper order to apply this, a lot of times I'll put my contour on first and go around my contour, because really, you don't need multiple layers of makeup. You can just use one layer of makeup, just put each color where it needs to go and blend it, right? All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a brush and I'm gonna tap it out. Tap it out. Take my finger, tap it out. I just want the shadow. I can even take a little bit of my accent highlight and take it back down through the middle of that. Make a little exclamation point, right? All right. So simple, but look at what it did to my nose. It slimmed my nose. It lifted my cheeks. All right, that was level 1. Did y'all know that there's another level? You can build a compact that only has a place for 4 things. That's small. You can build a compact, like I said, that is the big Mama Jamma, that has a place for 27 tins, and I even added eyeshadows to the end. Listen, this is the most economical, best product. The way that it's designed, the thought that went through into it when it was being created by Saint, completely thought out. So I love bronzer. So that's the next thing that's going on level 2 for me, is a bronzer. Bronzers add warmth. Can you use bronzers in the place that you contour? Heck yes, you can. Okay. And so if you're just, I'm not into contouring, Kim, but I can do a bronzer. Well, then let's do a bronzer. First thing I'm going to do is show you placement with my finger of a bronzer, and then I'll use a brush. I'm telling you, you don't need very much product. It's going to last a long time. If you have this makeup already and it feels heavy on your face, hands down, you're using too much. It's that. You're just using too much. All right, and then I'm just gonna go in with a brush, and you're just gonna see what happens with bronzer. It just, I don't know, it just adds warmth. So some days I will just do this. I will just do bronzer and some lip and cheek and mascara, and I'm out, okay? Now, if you want to use a brush, you can use a fluffy brush, dab, not much product, and then same place. I'm basically making the letter C. If you do not currently follow me, you may want to click follow. I do all kinds of easy beauty tips, easy makeup tips. I share some things that I find on Amazon, just for the woman who is over 50, who might be struggling with menopause, might be struggling with perimenopause, all the things. Okay, so that's just bronzer. Now, I like choices, so I'm going to give you 2 lip and cheek colors. Here's one. This one's called Hollywood. Let's pop it into my compact. These will last 6 months, 8 months, a year. The longevity of this makeup is crazy. When you think about, it's $16 for each one of these, roughly, here and there, just depends on which product it is, but anywhere between $12 and $19 for each one of these. So, and it has good ingredients, okay? You don't have to be afraid of what's in it, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and use these lip and cheek colors. So the first color is a satin, all right? It is more of a matte finish. I'm gonna take it from the corner of my eye back right over top of my contour, and I can go in as bold as I want. These colors are highly pigmented, and I hope that you will trust me with your color match. This the makeup is called Saint, all right? And this color is called Hollywood, all right? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend Hollywood on back to my hairline. Blends so easy because it's warming up to my skin. All right, if it doesn't blend easy, just give it a little shot of setting spray and it will blend beautifully. Now I'm gonna go in with this color called La Cienega. It is a gloss, okay? Or a semi-gloss, and I'm gonna put it more on the apple of my cheek. For me, I love color. Okay, and I love being able not to be overbearing with color, but to see a little bit of color from the front on a woman, especially because I feel like the older that we get a little bit more colorless, right? Not as much blood flow going through our faces, so having some color gives us a more healthy look. All right, now let's jump into this last item, which is an illuminator, okay? And I haven't done my lips yet, but I'm gonna show you the versatility. An illuminator is that little added bit of radiance. Yeah, I can share some of those. And you can always go to the link in my bio and find all of my shirts and clothing at my Amazon storefront too, so you can see all of that stuff. I'm going to take this, and you can see it is very subtle. Illuminator just gives that little bit of glow. It is not meant to necessarily be seen by the world. It is meant to grab the light, to give that just that little hint of, it's not sparkle, it's not shimmer, it's radiance to the skin. And sometimes we need that. So you might see young girls, teenage girls wear illuminator. A lot of times they're wearing powdered illuminators. I recommend cream formulas for women over 50, or if you have mature skin. Really for anybody, but especially like if you have your choice between creams and powders, go the cream route. Now let's talk about the versatility of this makeup. So I've built this palette. It's as big as a deck of cards. All of these colors are specific to me and my skin tone. So if you're interested in getting a color match, all you've got to do is comment color match. And I used this lip and cheek color. It's a lip and cheek color as a color corrector. So there's one little piece of virtual or versatile business right there, is that I was able to use that. And if I want to use it as my blush, I can do that. If I want to use it on my eyes, I can do that. If I want to use it on my lips, I can do that too. All right, but I used it as a color corrector. Now I'm going to take my contour and I'm going to go ahead and use it to line my lips. All right, so I'm going to go right around the vermilion border. I do not line from here to here. Do you see my mouth? It's starting to go down, hence the marionette lines. If I go from here to here, it's going to accentuate that it's turning down. So I'm going to cut it short. At the top, I'm going to line on the vermilion border. The vermilion border is, there's a teeny tiny white line above your lip line. Look in the mirror, zoom in, you'll see it. That's where you line your lips. Not a fan of majorly overlining. Okay, I'm a fan of up close makeup. I'm a fan of being able to talk to somebody 4 feet away and them being able to look at me and not like zone in on one particular one of my features. I want them to be able, maybe my eyes, but I want them to like just look and say, wow, like she looks great. And that's always the look that I strive for. Same thing with eyelashes. I don't wear false eyelashes. I wish I could. I'm not good at putting them on, but I just like a nice natural eyelash, you know? I love that. So now let's go into Hollywood. And then I'm going to take La Cienega right over top of it. And now I have a complete look on my face. Now let's talk about eyes for a minute. How am I going to do my eyes with this compact? Well, first thing that I'm going to do, I've already applied my mascara. First thing I'm going to do is, this is all red and veiny. That's what my eyelids end up looking like. I'm going to go into my light accent highlight, that one that's like the concealer, and I'm just going to even it all out. Okay, if you are a powder girl, totally okay. We actually have a setting powder that fits right in here to be able to grab a little of that and put that on your overly shiny areas, okay? It's totally okay. And same with, like, if you feel like this would crease on your eyelids, just take a little bit of setting powder and roll it right over. What about just this? Mascara and your accent highlight. Could you do that? Well, let me go ahead in, and I'm going to use my contour today as my eyeshadow. Who would have thought in a million years that could happen? I could use my bronzer too. Okay, my contour is a little cooler. I have cool undertones, so I'm gonna stick to that, but you could totally use your bronzer if you have warm undertones. And I'm just gonna go ahead and place it. We all gravitate toward neutral eyeshadows, don't we? Like, I encourage you to branch out, but maybe you have mostly neutrals and then you decide that you want to go bam with a bright color one day. I get it. It's okay to branch out. This is my contour, folks, that I am using on my eyes. Okay, I'm not sure why you're sleeping on being Team 1 Compact. What's keeping you from converting all of your makeup into one little place? No more of this. How do you travel with that? The other thing is, and I'm gonna give you a peep into my Mama Jamma, my big one, so that you can see what I put in it. But another thing that I love is, here's an example of one of the compacts that I had been using. So it has a bronzer, powder bronzer, and has 3 different colors of blushes here. It has 5 eyeshadows. This one is gone. This one is gone. This one is used. These 2 have hardly been touched. What am I gonna have to do with this compact now? Because I didn't like the bronzer, and I liked basically 2 eyeshadows, and there was a blush that I would commonly use. What do I have to do? I have to throw the whole thing out. But when you're able to personalize a compact that everything in it is exactly what you want, it's awesome. So here's a little peep into mine. All right, so on the top, this holds 27 tins. It's not full, okay? I have 3 different highlights, okay? 2 of these are dark. Why? Because I have a winter color and a summer color. I'm not the same color in the summer as I am in the winter, right? Who is? So what I do right now, it's May. It's in between, here where I live on the East Coast, it's in between spring and summer. I can dab my brush in both colors and have exactly the color that I need. Okay, so which is so fun. Then I have an accent highlight, all right? Sweet spot down the middle of the nose. All right, eyelids. Then I have a contour, my bronzer, my color corrector. There's Frenchie. I have 3 lip and cheeks here. Open this baby up. I have 2 more lip and cheeks, an illuminator, and 2 illuminators. More lip and cheeks. All right. Guilty of wanting some options. And then, my eyeshadows. These are the colors that I use on a daily basis, and every single one of them is used because I got to pick them, because they are the colors that I'm gonna wear every day. All right, so if you're interested in getting a personal color match by me, I would love to help you. Just comment color match. If you are interested in the sunscreen by the Korean beauty company, Korean skincare, just comment sunscreen. If you are interested in the balm by the Korean skincare company that I use in order to hydrate under my eyes, marionette lines, then comment balm, B-A-L-M. And all of my brushes are Saint. Okay, they're all formulated, or it's all 4 cream formulas. These brushes are game changers, for sure. They are. It was too cheap to buy the brushes because I had a whole lot of them early on. And once I got them, I'm like, oh, okay, these guys are the real deal. And if you're interested in the beauty sponge that you can use damp or dry, then comment sponge. I hope that maybe you learned a little bit of something about makeup, and you've learned something about Saint, and maybe Team 1 Compact is a team that you want to try out for. All right, my name is Kim. I love teaching easy over 50 makeup tips. Click follow, click share to help me and to help your friends learn about this makeup. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. Happy Friday.